Hey loves, how are you? So I'm here to let y'all know the tea as to what they're doing to steal information. Okay, so listen. Yes, they use monitoring spirits. And when I mean they, I'm talking about whoever is coming up against you. Witch doctor, wizard, dark witches, whoever is coming up against you and trying to steal information. There's a technique that they use. Yes, they send monitoring spirits, and the monitoring spirits, it's like they'll watch. If you guys have watched the movie Maleficent, you know how they sent that crow to kind of keep an eye on the princess, and then they'll go back and tell Maleficent the information. They do the same thing with spirits. Okay, they do the same thing with spirits. So they'll send like a spirit to walk around you, to watch you. They send marine spirits, and because they're tapping into these spirits, they're receiving the information from these spirits. Like these spirits that watch you, they'll go back, and it's kind of like they're guiding the witches or the wizards and stuff, and giving them the information and stuff, right? And here's how I know, because I remember the same witch that was attacking me, she's still attacking me, but it's not coming through like it used to, girl. I know that's gonna piss her off, shoot. But there's a siren. As soon as I say it's gonna piss her off, there's a siren. So she's about to get heated. Yeah, so what one time she was spying on me, and what happened was I was receiving visions of something I'm supposed to achieve in my life, right? And I heard her. As I was getting these visions, I heard her saying, "Is that true? That's what's going to happen for her?" And then I heard her say, "No, no." And she got upset. So she was upset that whatever visions I got, whatever spirit that was showing her the visions, or whatever guide that she was, because she has a guide, whatever guide that's assisting her, which is not a guide of light, was basically letting her know what's gonna happen for me, right? Let me tell you what they're doing now too. Okay, this happened last night. That's why I love, this is why God is covering me, because he's using me to like reveal things to you guys. And a lot of stuff that I see Dr. Prophetess Maddie saying, it's like, oh my gosh, I experienced this, and she confirms a lot of what I already know, or what God told me. So that's why I love her so much, because it's like when I watch her sometimes, it's like, wow, you're telling me exactly what I was told, except like you're giving me more like details about it, but here's what I came to revelation to last night, what I experienced. So I'm laying in my bed now, okay, and I'm sleeping. I prayed before I went to bed, and they usually do their work around like 2-3 in the morning, the witches, right? Or witch doctors or whoever. And I'm sleeping, and it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's back at it again, because I can feel it, because I hear then I heard in my ear. I'm like, oh, she's back. Like, leave me alone now, and I can hear it. And then here's what's going on. There's something that they do. See, I don't know what type of spell or nothing, because I'm not into spells and stuff. When I see stuff about spells, it's like what God reveals to me, and I can tell you guys. But there's some type of spell that they do that it's like, you're being spied on. The person's monitoring you. They're trying to tap into your thoughts and stuff around that time in the morning. So you are smart enough to not think about your goals, your dreams, and what God is showing you, right? God is not going to show you beautiful things about your life around the same time a witch is monitoring you. God is smarter than that. Come on now, y'all, So it's like, it's 2 in the morning. I could feel the attacks coming in. I could feel her spell work. And I'm like, why am I being forced? I was literally saying this to God. I'm like, God, why am I being forced to think about the things that I've been planning this whole week? And I know for a fact, it's not God saying reiterate your week. It's what she's doing that made me want to reiterate. Now, remember what I just said. You're not going to be, you're smart enough to know not to reiterate anything in your mind as to what you do or what you did, because someone's monitoring you. It's just common sense, right? So the fact that I felt forced, it was like I was being forced to think about the stuff that I did for the week. Because I knew she was monitoring me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, no, I don't want to, because every time I think about something, I can see a vision of it. I'm like, no, I don't want to see a vision of it. I don't want to think about it, you know? And I even heard my kingdom husband, he was just like, stop thinking about it, because he can see it too. He can see what I'm thinking about. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. I was trying to tell him, I'm like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not purposely trying to think about something to show her anything. I'm not. It's literally whatever she was doing. It's like I was being forced to think about what I was doing this whole week. Why? Because that way she can find out what I've been doing. So let's just say she wants to know what I've been working on, what my plans are for the future. So let's just say I'm planning to do some stuff in the next couple months. Whatever she was doing to me, these hours of the mornings, it's like I was being forced to think about what I'm going to be doing in the next couple of months, what my plans are. It's like I'm telling on myself, like, I'm going to be doing this. This week I did this. And then that way she can steal the information or steal the ideas. So whatever spell work she was doing was like, I felt like I was being forced. You know what I had to do? Before anything was revealed to her, I had to, because I knew she was monitoring me, right? I could feel it. And then I could hear this like electrical thing, like some type of like, it's like she was using some type of electrical thing. Like I can hear like static, electric, like electronic, some type of electronic. I can hear some type of electronic device that was being used. And I heard someone say something before about a remote that they use to kind of tap into your brain wiring, stuff like that. So I can hear the electrical device, but I can also feel the magic at the same time. And I'm not stupid enough to like think about my plans while I know she's monitoring me. Come on, it's common sense. So it's just like, why am I being forced to think about my plans? Why am I being forced to reiterate my week? And I know it's not God doing that, right? So then I heard the Holy Spirit come in and say, pray. So I knew right away. I'm like, yes, Lord, you just confirmed what I already knew, right? Then I heard her. Right when he came in and said that, I heard her get frustrated. She was like, oh, it's not working. Like I can hear her. So whatever she was doing at that moment, she was up, she was awake, right? And I can hear whatever magic she was doing in that moment. I can hear her getting frustrated because I was not thinking about what I wanted to do. So she wasn't able to pull in the information that she was trying to pull in from me. Because what they do is they want to know your every move. They want to know your every plan so they can block it, right? And yes, they have gifts, but they have their gifts illegally. It's not given to them through God. They got their gifts through oaths, right? So when God said pray, I got up and I prayed, and I started praying in tongues. And I got up and started praying Prophetess Maddie. And when I was praying Prophetess Maddie, then it stopped. And then when I prayed in tongues, it stopped, right? So this morning now, I was like, God, this is what they're doing now? So God said they've been doing this. But here's what the thing. Not many people know that they're under attack or they're being monitored. So it'll be like 2 a.m. and you'll feel like you're being forced to reiterate your week. It's like you'll wake up at 2 a.m. You don't know why you're waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. But for some reason you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. and you're why out of all days or out of all hours of the night you're waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. and all of a sudden now you're being forced to think about your plans for the next couple of months. Now you're being forced to think about what you've done for the whole week, what you're planning for the whole week. Do you get what I'm saying? That's how you know. That's how you know. Because when you do that, and here's how you'll know too. Because here's how you test it out. When you're not being monitored and you think about something, you can tell yourself to stop thinking about it. You'll stop thinking about it and you'll move on. But here's how you'll know. Because you'll keep thinking about it at 2, 3 a.m. And no matter how much you tell yourself to stop thinking about it, you can't stop thinking about it. It's like you're being forced to think about your plans. You're being forced to think about your goals, and everything that you've written down, every plan that you have, you're going into full details in your mind about what you're going to do next. But you're being forced to do that. You're being forced to think about it. No matter how much you say to stop thinking about it, you can't stop thinking. That's how you know you're being monitored. See, if you're not being monitored, you can say, okay, stop thinking about it, and you can stop thinking about it. When you're being monitored, you have the force to keep thinking about it. When is God actually telling you to reiterate? It won't be like that. You're not going to feel the attempts of magic and all that at the same time. And it's definitely not going to be at no 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. period. God is smart enough to make sure that if he tells you to reiterate, know that if he wants you to reiterate your plans and he wants to give you visions, he's not going to give you visions and help you reiterate your plans and stuff around the same time someone's monitoring you. Like I said, you'll know, because as soon as you tell yourself, this is how I say test it, guys. This is how you test it. This is how you test it. Think, when you're thinking about, let's just say you wake up and it's like you're looking at your phone, you're like, oh my gosh, it's 2 a.m. Why am I thinking about what I'm doing for the next couple months? Why am I thinking about what I've done for the whole week? Why am I thinking about my bank account password? Why am I thinking about my PayPal password at these hours of the nights? You see what I'm saying? So here's how you know. Because now when you try to stop thinking about it, you can't stop thinking about it. You see what I'm saying? See, when it's God and you stop thinking about it, you can stop thinking about it. You see what I'm saying? When you can't stop thinking about it, you're like, I'm trying my best not to think about my PayPal password right now. Why am I spelling my PayPal password? I'm forcing myself to not spell my PayPal password. It's 2, 3 in the morning and I keep spelling out my PayPal password. It's not you, it's the witch. They're trying to get you to expose your stuff. And then they steal the information, because they will use a spirit in the middle of the night to take the information, and then the same guide that they're using, that spirit that they're using, that they say is a guide, will go to them and say, okay, the password is this. So as you're thinking about it, that guide is revealing it to them. Okay? I'm telling y'all. So when that happens, and you're like, I can't stop thinking about it, get up and pray and rebuke it in the mighty name of Jesus. Okay? So that's what she tried to do last night. And she literally tried to force me to reiterate my whole week so she can know what I'm planning, literally. And you know, and like I said, I have this connection with my kingdom husband, like we can communicate. And he even said himself, he's like, stop thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, I'm trying to stop it. It's like, he won't stop. And he said, pray. And then literally Jesus came in and said, pray. I'm like, okay. Got on my knees, prayed, rebuked it. And I literally heard her at that same time. She was up wide awake in her kitchen doing whatever she was doing. And let me tell y'all something. God is my witness. Let me look at my eyes. God is my witness. Okay? If you don't believe me, pray about it. They do this stuff. This is how your ideas get stolen. Because now you're like, why is it 2 a.m? I'm being forced to think about my ideas for business. And I can't stop thinking about it. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes we mistaken that as God wanting us to reiterate something at 2, 3 in the morning, and that's not the case. Trust me, you'll know. Trust me, you'll know when it's God. Okay? I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.